let's talk about us being snubbed again. What's with the Giants being snubbed, guys? Like, why are we getting pooped on here? I get it. Like, we're not the greatest team right now. I'm not trying to say we are, but we don't deserve to get pooped on. Okay, we're not
Unless
Johnny
you're
Depp's
into
bed.
that.
We're not Johnny Depp's bed over here. Okay, stop Amber Herding on us here. But yeah, Malik Nabers left off of the NFL's all rookie offense, and that team was announced by NFL.com's Chad Reuters. And you know what made the list? Marvin Harrison Jr., which I don't think that shocks anybody. I think
I was gonna say,
if you're making a list like that, you got to think Marvin Harrison Jr. is on there. But Xavier Worthy, like Xavier freaking Worthy, and don't get me wrong, he had a decent career at Texas. I'm not trying to say otherwise, but this is not the guy who is a top flight prospect there. You know, like he's just not, and that's a little crazy to me. It's kind of a slap in the face to Nabers, to be honest with you guys. You know, Malik Nabers, unanimous All-American at LSU, led all FBS schools, not just the SEC, not just LSU, all of the SBS schools in receptions with 89, receiving yards with 1,569 yards, and receiving touchdowns with 14. That's the three most important stats. That's the Triple Crown.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. And I gotta think this is like I said, a reflection on the lack of confidence in Daniel Jones more than an issue with Nabers itself, which is kind of sad. I mean, you get rookie receivers that do succeed without having top tier, quarterbacks. I mean, look at last year. I mean, I think Jordan Addison had a freaking awesome year. And he had guys that were like fifth, sixth string quarterbacks basically for them throwing the ball. He had to deal with Justin Jefferson and being the second target for much of the season. Malik Nabers is going to be number one the whole season, guys. As long as he's healthy and doesn't all of a sudden randomly look like poop, he's going to be number one. There's no doubt about that. There's nobody challenging him for that number one position. No one, because the Giants will be pissed if he doesn't get it. Pissed. You don't draft a guy 6th overall and not give him every chance to lose that. So, it's a little crazy. Absolutely crazy, I should say. I mean, I get it. Mahomes is a much better quarterback than Jones is. Like, I'm not trying to debate that whatsoever. I'd be a madman to do that. It's beyond a goofball. I'd be a madman.
Yeah.
But Nabers had such a better college career than Worthy, guys. Like, that's just crazy to do, you know? And I got to think, like, I get it. Better QB, worse receiver, better receiver, worse QB. Like, to me, there's got to be a certain level of that balancing each other out to a certain degree there. And it's just not there. I mean, to give you guys the stats on Worthy, 75 catches, 1,014 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Not a bad year, guys. I'm not trying to, look bad on Xavier Worthy whatsoever. That's not a bad year. But that's both those guys doing it in the same conference in the SEC. That's a big difference. You're talking 2/3 the yards and 1/3 of the touchdowns, and only 15 more receptions. That's insane difference there, guys. That's a freaking massive jump. So it's a damn slap in the face. And again, the issue is not with Marvin Harrison Jr. That's an obvious pick there. The guy was the Fred Blindikoff award winner last year as the best receiver in college. Although, to me, Nabers should have gotten it again. He led the FBS schools in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. How do you not give it to the guy? That just seems a little crazy.
Harrison Jr., that's why.
I get it. Like I said, I get the thing. They're doing at that point. Obviously, Harrison Jr. didn't have the same quarterback play, there's other things like that. But to sit there and say that Worthy's going to have a better season That just drives me a little crazy because I think Nabers, I've talked about it before. We've said it ad nauseum, and I've said it even before we drafted him, for the record. I said this is about him. Nabers has the potential to be the very best receiver in this draft. He has the highest ceiling of anyone in this draft. Receiver-wise, at least. I know there'll be some questions.
Yeah.
Oh, who can be quarterback, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But at the receiver position, Harrison was the sure thing. You know, he's the guy who's going to have the highest floor. Nabers had the highest ceiling. So a little bit of snub there at that point, to put it nicely. So hopefully he gives a little fuel to the fire, ticks them off a little bit, gets them going, has them beating on the Cowboys, the Eagles, and all, especially after talking trash about Diggs there.
I was going to say.
So, you know, we'll see how he responds, but that to me would be, if I was him, I would have that posted on my locker, on my front door as I leave the house where I see it. Like, I would be that guy.
There's going to be a lot more coffin emojis going around.
A lot more coffin emojis. Oh, yes. Which, I don't know. How do you even hit that? It's like, you know, the C. Like, isn't there like codes you can put in to get that stuff to pop up automatically without actually hitting the emoji button?
Oh, it beats me.
I'm old.
Let's say it might as well be a boomer because I'm like, oh, let me just search the emoji buttons.
Yes. Hashtag emojis.
Yeah. Now I'm using my thumbs. I do my fingers. Have to put the phone down.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.